Age of Mythology is a real-time strategy game centering around ancient civilizations with an emphasis on mythology. The cultures you play as are the ancient Greek, Egyptian, the Norse, the Atlantean and the Chinese, but we don't talk about the Chinese. In the campaign you play as Arkantos, a distinguished Atlantean admiral who spends his days defending Atlantis from pirates. But after being visited by Athena, he is sent to help the Greeks win the siege of Troy. At Troy, Arkantos meets up with my main man, Ajax. Is he the lesser? Is he the greater? Who cares, he's the best unit in the game. Arkantos and Ajax also befriend the archer Odysseus, who all grow tired of King Agamemnon. Using clever cavalry tactics involving some tactical espionage action, Arkantos, Ajax and Odysseus win the war. But before Arkantos can return home, he must repair his ships, and Ajax offers to sail with Arkantos to a nearby port for repairs. But oh no! Pirates have attacked the port, so Arkantos must free the townsfolk and meet up with the centaur Chiron. Chiron shows Arkantos where many of the enslaved townfolk were taken, and Arkantos meets with the main villain of the game, Gargarensis, a Cyclops warlord who is working to free the imprisoned Titan Kronos, the father of Zeus, was promised to give Gargarensis a reward. Arkantos and his men stop Gargarensis from opening the gate in Hades, but there are more gates Gargarensis can open all over the world. Arkantos now needs to escape the underworld, but needs the blessing of a god to do so. He appeals to the patron god of Atlantis, Poseidon, but to no avail. But another god blesses him. Arkantos and his men find themselves in Egypt and team up with the Egyptian leader Amanra, who has the most annoying special attack in the game. As it turns out, Gargarensis is trying to open the next Titan gate, which happens to be in Egypt. His lackey Kemsit has assured him that the only god that would oppose Gargarensis, Osiris, has been killed by the god Set and his body scattered over the desert. Now Arkantos must aid the forces of Isis. No, not that Isis, who are led by Amunra to gather the pieces of Osiris to revive him and kick Gargarensis out of Egypt. In Egypt, Arkantos is visited by Athena, who tells him that Poseidon has abandoned Atlantis to team up with Kronos. But Arkantos has his doubts. After victory in Egypt, Arkantos follows Gargarensis to Scandinavia, and with the help of my main man Ajax saves Odysseus from the sorceress Circe. In the lands of the Norse, Gargarensis teams up with a man called Skuld, who is Loki in disguise. Kemsit ensures Gargarensis that the only god who would stop him, Thor, is unable to do so after getting his hammer smashed by Loki, who has also united the many giants of the north. Arkantos makes his way to Midgard, and with the help of a Valkyrie no one cares about and the dwarven brothers Eitri and Brock, attempt to make a new hammer. However, no journey is that easy. Chiron sacrifices himself to save his friends and dies like a hero, with Ajax's last words to him being a joke about pushing him down a hole to his death. Gargarensis is able to open the gate to Kronos, but Thor with the aid of his hammer is able to reseal the gate just in time. But Thor is Thor after all, so in the process blows up half the underworld with the resulting explosion returning the heroes to the surface. Gargarensis in a final effort uses his might to kill Arkantos' army, but Odysseus arrives just in time with his own army. Gargarensis is captured and the main man Ajax cuts off his head in honour of Chiron. But all is not what it seems! On return to Atlantis, Arkantos tells his men to pin Gargarensis' head to his ship's mast, but he discovers that the head is not Gargarensis, but was Kemsit's head, which was made to look like Gargarensis with Loki's magic. In fact, Gargarensis escaped the north, and has invaded Atlantis to open the last of the gates to Kronos. He is able to do so due to Poseidon abandoning his people and deciding that bringing to life a statue of himself would be far more fun. Arkantos evacuates the island and with the blessing of an unknown god, it's Zeus, is able to finally kill Gargarensis and seal the last gate. However, to do so he must sink the city he loves, and so Atlantis is destroyed, but not its people who were able to escape in time. With his work done, Arkantos is made a god by Athena, and so he is finally able to find a place in his dreams. But all is not over as the story continues in the Titan expansion pack, which I may continue in another episode.